I don't know what the fuck that was about, but that's stupidest shit I've ever heard. You know them?
No, I know Wade from way back in the day, and I know Tom now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't gonna pay shit, but luckily Tom was there, so. Gonna charge me $500 to look over the edge? It's
Yeah,
dumbest
we
shit I've ever heard.
could have done that for free.
Yeah, right? I mean, I don't understand. So, what's, you mind if I stand on your right?
I never stand on my right.
I like standing on your right.
I never stand on my right.
Yeah. Have you been?
Tired.
Yeah. Understandably.
What about you?
Busy. Very busy. How'd your talk with Lottie go?
It was quick and brief. Talked to Tessa for like an hour.
She doing okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She kind of feels responsible for all of this for some reason. She's gotten that idea in her head that all of this happened because of her.
That's that's not the case at all, but
Yeah, I told her that. And I told her hopefully during getting the hindsight, she calls it hindsight, of, my side of things, and she's already spoken to Vito, Juno, Fiona. Hopefully makes her understand that there's a lot more to it than her thinking that it was her fault at all.
hmm. What'd you what'd you talk to Lottie about then?
Um, she wanted to know how our talk went from here, and she wanted to get the vibe from that and how I felt, and just wanted to know how the talk with Tessa went, and she also said that you weren't really happy with me talking to Lang.
Hmm. So she talked to you about it before I could talk to you about it. It's not very nice. She knew it was a problem I had with you. She should have left it to me to handle it.
Yes, let's have Lottie take aggro. I don't see it being a big deal.
What, the fact that she told you about it?
I mean,
Or the fact that,
I would gather that you would be angry about it nonetheless.
at this point, I don't even know what I am right now. What I'm feeling. I guess you could call it disappointment. So maybe we can start from there. Why did you do it? Because to me, it sounds like it was a complete lack of trust.
Okay. I understand how it can feel that way. To me, it was that hearing you saying that Gigi had already spoken to, had already told a story that was completely wrong in how she perceived it, already opened that door where any other version that anybody would hear would not be right at all. And I feel like I had all the right to tell my version of events.
But you didn't trust me to tell that.
After our conversation leaving here, I had felt like you were only focusing on two things. Just the effect of everything that had happened, the money, the house, which is one thing, and then what could happen is that I could potentially be hurt because of it and not what caused it. And in my conversation with them, I had only said straight what had happened with the house and the money. I had not once spoken ill of anybody. Do I think that you have an extreme bias towards your brother? Yes, I do, and that's completely fine. It's understandable. But I think that that would have an effect on how you present that story to them. Yes, I did. Could you see it as me not trusting that you would have my best interests at heart? Yes.
You're my wife, Eve. Why wouldn't I? If I was gonna tell the story to Lang, I would have told it the same way you did.
Did you?
Why would I? Why? Well, no, because you got to him first.
You had a
You literally told him. You told him and Harry not to trust me and my side of the story. The people I work with, you told them not to trust me. How does that make me look?
I don't think I would ever tell them to never trust you.
No. You told them not to trust me when telling a story to them. Not to trust anything that came out of my mouth regarding this whole thing. You told them that.
I don't think I said that.
You said it because I was biased towards my brother. Why would they lie to me about that? Why would they tell me that that's not what you told them? So then I look like shit, yeah? There's a lack of a bit of trust between me and my guys. These people that I'm very close with. It just puts everything in an awkward position because my wife is going behind my back to talk to them, and they're awkward about it all too. They don't know what the fuck why are they there in the first place?
Why do you think it's behind your back? Do I need permission to speak to other people when it is about me?
You don't.
Then why do you make it seem like I do?
Because these are the people I'm working with, and you told them not to trust me.
I would never
And
tell them to not trust you. I don't think I said that.
You knew I was gonna go talk to them. You knew I was gonna go talk to them.
I'm telling you, and you won't believe me. I said that you would be more biased towards your brother's story. That I said. I will admit I said that, but I don't think I uttered, do not trust Luciano.
Well, I don't know word for word because you didn't tell me. But bottom line is, you told him that I was biased towards my brother and to not listen to my side of the story.
I never said to not listen to your side of the story. I said that you're going to hear something different. That is what I said.
Right, right. To not believe it. At the end of the day, what does that create? Distrust in my coworkers. You're working against me. I mean, yes, it's behind my back. Of course it is. What else is it? My own wife. How do you think that makes me look? How do you think that makes me feel? And it at the end of the day, they didn't give a shit about your story. They didn't give a shit about anything. Why would they care? Why would you care what they think? And I've told you this so many times. Who the fuck cares? It doesn't matter. The only people that should care are the people involved in this thing. Why do you care what they think?
Because you were going to retell the story nonetheless, weren't you? Do you know how it
Doesn't matter.
feels? Do you know how it feels to answer a call from Lang? And he says, and I ask, can we talk? And he says, but aren't you and Luciano married?
Yes, because it's extremely awkward that you're doing that. Not like through me. Like, it's just all very awkward. I understand them completely. They were blindsided just as much as I was. They were like, "Whoa, this guy's wife is calling me to talk." That's awkward, no?
That's not the point I made by saying that. He was confused as why I had to talk to them and why I had no faith in you telling the story and have my back, because that's how he asked that. Because we're married, so you should.
I was gonna tell no story different than the one that you told me. There's no reason for me to work against you. There's no reason for me to paint you in a bad light.
So what I'm getting from this is that I should never speak to Lang and your boys ever again.
No, that's not the case.
Because why should I ever care what they think or say if I ever want to have healthy business relationships moving forward?
The fact of the matter is, you knew I was gonna go tell them the story. You knew I was gonna let them know what was going on. And you went behind my back. You didn't trust me. So you called them first. You made me look like shit. You made it all look awkward. If you were trying to paint yourself in a better light, sweetheart, you did the opposite.
Again, it was my story to tell, not yours.
Right.
I'm sorry I didn't do it in a way that you like.
Okay. Agree to disagree then.
I won't do it again.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
No, I won't. I'll ask your permission.
No, no, no. Oh, because you have all the right to tell your own story, right?
Apparently not. I hope that Gigi gets the same conversation.
I don't care about Gigi. You're my wife, Eve. I don't care what the fuck she says.
Sometimes you say that, but your actions just don't speak on it.
Okay. Give me an example. genuinely curious. What? Uh, Go ahead.
Are you asking me to name 5 times?
What?
Just basically just ask me to name 5 times. And this is the way
What are you,
I
what are you,
feel.
what are you talking about? What do you mean 5 times?
No, it's just that's how you're approaching this. I tell you how I feel, and you're just like, well, name 5 times you felt that way.
I didn't say that. I said I just want an example as to why you saying that I'm saying that and
Yeah, so you're asking
not
me
putting it
to
into actions.
so you're asking me to name 5 times. I felt like that. But ask me to name to bring you up an
Where did the number 5
example.
come from?
It's just a thing somebody says.
Who says that?
It's just a thing.
Okay. Okay. I mean, if you want 5, if you want to
No, I
say
don't.
5,
I don't, because this is how I feel, and the fact that I have to name specific times that I felt this way just proves my point.
yes. You're not backing up what you just said, so go ahead, back it up. I mean,
The fact that you don't care that one of your own family members went to your colleagues, your boys, and slandered my name is an example.
didn't you say that she wasn't there while this all happened?
She wasn't, and it's still an issue that she still did that.
Okay. Have I told you that I'm okay with Gigi about it?
You're okay that she did that.
No. I'm asking you.
Well, I
Because
asked, I asked you here, are you going to give her the same treatment as you're giving me? And you said you don't give a fuck about Gigi.
I don't give a fuck about what she said.
But that's the issue, isn't it?
No, it's not. I mean, yeah, she tarnished your name, and she's an asshole for that, for saying your story when it wasn't even her place, especially because she wasn't even there.
So
Yeah,
exactly,
that,
shouldn't you
that's
care?
fine.
If I'm your wife, shouldn't you care that she's slandering my name?
You want me to go kill her? Is that what you're asking me to do?
No, I never said that.
So what do you want me to do? What are you asking me to do, Eve? What do I do?
Decide if you care or you don't care. Do you care that she did that, or don't you care that you did that? Or do you care that I'm your wife, or is it just selective moments that you actually care?
So let me get this straight. Gigi slanders your name. You want me to do something about it?
No, I'm asking
No.
if it matters that much that I'm your goddamn wife. Do situations like that matter to you or not, when it should?
Sure. Yes, they do. It matters that your name was slandered, that a story was told, and it could have stirred up even bigger problems.
No? Who was the story told to? People that you work with.
Yeah. And what's your point? It's Gigi going to them with a half story, and you come and you going behind my back because you don't trust me. Two different, completely different things. They even told me they don't even think it was a full story. That I should probably find out what the fuck happened.
I don't know what to say. asked for an example. I gave you exactly that example of where I would want you to actually value that I'm your wife in a situation like that.
How
I didn't
how do you want
ask
me
you
to
to
value
go.
you?
I didn't ask you to go kill Gigi.
So what are you asking me to do?
Stand up for me.
Is she here now? I haven't even like seen her.
But you knew what she was doing and you just still let it
So what did you?
happen.
So okay.
And
So
then
what did you want me to do? Call her and bitch her out?
yes, potentially. Because she is doing
Would that
more
make you feel
harm.
better? I thought you said you could take care of yourself. Why don't you call her yourself or bitch her out yourself? You walk away, this is all over. You don't walk away from problems. Not the way you did the first time. Same way you went back to fucking Italy. This is you again, doing the same thing, walking away. You walk out of here, it's all over. Or come back and fucking talk about it.
Then are you gonna actually listen to me?
I'm listening
Because
to you,
you're
sweetheart.
not. You're not.
You're asking me to call Gigi to make you feel better.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm asking you to keep her accountable. Because if I matter to you as much as you say, because saying you don't care what she did, it's the cause and effect again. What she did affected what happened after. What Vito did affected what happened after. You selectively decide what to look at, except you don't look at the bigger fucking picture at all.
Okay? I'm not gonna talk like this. So you either leave or you stay.
And how easy is it for you to say, if I take one more step, it's over?
I'm not walking away from you. Never have. This will be the second time you do it. And I'm not taking that.
Yeah, but do you want me to stay?
Of course I do.
I don't know how hard it is for you to just stand up for me, and then when I give you an example to do that for me, you ask, but can't you take care of like, why can't you take care of yourself? Like,
No. I was quoting you from the other day.
but
You said you could take care of yourself.
I can, but it's just one thing on top of the other, on top of the other, where we make progress and then it just tumbles again by saying things like that.
You said it yourself. I was only quoting you. Want me to stand up for you? I'll stand up for you. I'll do it. I didn't think you needed it,
I
but I'll
don't
do
want
it.
to ask you to do it. I just want you to do it because you want to do it. If you don't want to
Listen,
do it, then don't fucking do it.
it wasn't something that was pressing at the time. This was more pressing. Us having this conversation. We'll deal with whatever else we have to deal with after.
Like I said, if
Me
you don't,
calling Gigi to bitch her out. I mean, that sure. I mean, yes, that's something that has to be done at the end of the day. We got problems we got to work on here. That's at the back of my mind.
she was actively trying to destroy my reputation, just like Juno was actively trying to do. Is that not pressing enough? And who knows all these other things that you are worried about, people coming after me, threatening me, because they didn't take a second to listen to another side of a story. So if they listened to the other side of the story, they would have no reason to come after me about the money if they just have a conversation with me.
Story or not, Eve, you fucked over 15 people. What did you expect?
Okay, again, the cause and effect. Why did that have to happen?
Look, I'm sure people are upset at Vito just as much as they're upset.
They're not.
Well, I'm sure they are.
They're not.
Do you know that? Have you talked to them?
They were upset about that. This would have been a different story.
I spoke to Vito. He knows people are upset with him. But they're not more upset than they are at you.
Your brother didn't want to pay back a dime of that money.
I'm sure there would have been a collective effort between everybody to pay that back. It was just the act of not splitting it. People are going to see that as a problem.
And at what point of being strong-armed to the bank in that situation should I have calmly and collectively done all the exact math to be like, yeah, this went so well, I'm going to give everybody what they deserve?
I admit it wasn't the best way. You
If
felt that
you
you were being threatened.
if you were there, if anybody else who hears the story would have been there, they probably would have gotten nothing or less.
What do you mean? If I was in your shoes?
Yes. If you'd been treated the exact same way I was.
I don't think so. I would have been upset about it, sure. But we're talking about people that have, you included, worked their asses off to invest into that house.
Which I was going to pay every single person back. And I had no chance to explain that to people up until walking into the lion's den, because your brother didn't hold out for that. Your brother threw me to the lion's den.
People were upset. And it's not an excuse to treat you in the wrong way. But I can understand the sense of urgency to get their money back, especially since you and Carlo and Fifi sold the house without essentially consulting them or coming to a group decision.
There was no group.
Sweetheart, regardless if there was no group after, the house was bought with the group. And despite you investing the majority into it, it was theirs just as much as it was yours.
Again, the intent was to pay every single person back.
If that was truly the intent, you would have given everybody an equal share.
Not until that moment happened.
Look, what happened happened. People don't need an explanation right now. It's pointless. I know Vito doesn't want to hurt you. And Vito says that Juno doesn't want to hurt you either.
That is the farthest thing from the truth.
Vito's not going to let that happen.
Juno's already using everything in her political power to hurt me.
What do you mean? What has she done?
She's influenced Max into potentially seeing how she can push me out of Nino's business. And going from there. Nino had a meeting, and I don't know the full story of this because I only heard it from what Nino told somebody else, but at the end of the meeting, I warned Nino this was going to happen. And I was right because they were talking explicitly just about the business, and Nino was waiting for it. And then at the very end of the meeting, Max asked Nino, "How do you know Eve Summers?" And Nino said, "What does that have to do with everything? She just gets materials for me." And they continued to press him about my involvement in the shop. And that left a very sour taste in Nino's mouth.
Interesting. I had no idea about this. I'm sure he's pissed off because his business is being fucked over, essentially. Fucked with, rather.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just the staff.
Yeah. Maybe. But she's only in there for 3 months.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
When did you poach Vito?
What makes you say that?
Answer me.
What makes you say that? How'd you get that idea in your head?
Answer me.
I haven't poached Vito.
If you lied to me right here, then how can I trust you moving forward from this?
You spoke to Lottie. That's where this is all coming from, right? Oh my God, this is
This is great, guys. It wasn't even Lottie.
rich. This is Lottie's in on this too, huh? Is that where you got this idea from? Me poaching Vito?
Answer me.
No. You answer me. She couldn't stop talking about this all day. Yesterday, or this past week, really. I don't understand why you two are so concerned about Vito if he's no longer a part of your life anymore. What does it matter who he works with? What he does? Why don't you just move forward, move on? Lottie's so hung up on it. Asking so many questions and... What if I told you she gave me the idea? It's not bad, right?
Don't lie to me.
I just don't understand why you can't move forward. Vito's moving forward. How does she go from me talking to her about all of this and then her saying, "Oh, maybe it was because you were trying to poach Vito. Maybe Vito's working with you." To me, all of a sudden,
This is great because we
poaching him.
didn't
I don't
even
understand like
talk to
how or
Lottie.
why she would
This is great
think something like that.
because we didn't even talk to Lottie.
I never told her I poached Vito. Never said anything like that. Where's this all coming from? She told me I poached Vito. Hello?
I'm listening.
You're not gonna say anything?
I'm just waiting till you tell me when you poached Vito.
I'm not gonna talk about my brother's business and what he does moving forward. You want to find out what he's doing next? Ask him.
I'm just more disappointed that you would lie to me.
Lie to you how? What did I lie to you about?
I'm asking you a simple question. I'm asking you when this happened. Because it matters a lot.
How do you know if it happened or not?
And you're saying it's his business, but it's your business too.
What do you mean? I'm not going to talk about what he's going to be doing moving forward. I don't understand. I know this is all coming from Lottie, because I had the same conversation with her not yesterday.
Funny thing is, it's not even coming from Lottie. She didn't even talk about this at all.
Right.
She didn't.
So who'd it come
I
from?
was just not gonna correct you.
Right. So someone put this idea in your head. I didn't poach Vito. There's your answer. You gonna believe me this time?
If it's worth lying over. Then I don't know how we move forward.
Seems you already heard a different story somewhere else and you're choosing to believe that over your husband.
But you choose to believe a lot of things over me too.
What did I believe over you? I've heard your side of the story and other people's side of the story. So what have I believed over you? What story have I believed over you?
Why do we always have to go through this? Why do I always have to give you a fucking example?
Because if you're saying shit and you're calling me out and you're putting me at the fucking stake, you at least should have something to back it up, no? Or otherwise, why are you even saying it? You're just saying it to fucking blow smoke out of your ass.
I really hope you think about next week and the week after and the week after that when Vito is rolling around with you guys and you're telling me right now, right here, that you didn't poach him.
If Vito comes to work with me in these days, it's entirely because of his interest in it.
Right.
Not because I necessarily poached him.
Right.
Right.
Because you're just assuming me hearing that from you would end badly, and it wouldn't, because I just wanted to talk about other things to clear my head, and you're just assuming the worst.
It's not my place to talk about my brother's business.
Okay. At the end of the day, it does turn into your business.
Well, I'll rephrase. I'm not going to share my brother's decisions and what he decides to do. Whether he joins me or he joins the fucking Raiders MC to tax people $500, or he fucking joins the company, or I don't fucking know. It's not my it's not my place. I'm not gonna talk about what he does. Not to you, not to anybody. Vito did say that Lottie liked to stir every now and then.
So you would take your brother's choice words over your own daughter?
Sweetheart, you're lying to me here, telling me that it didn't come from Lottie.
It didn't.
So where'd it come
So
from?
you're calling me a liar right now, right here. It
If you're
didn't
not a
come
liar, then
from
who'd it
her.
come from? Then who?
When did you poach him?
Where, who did this come from?
When did you poach him?
Vito doesn't have to tell me that Lottie is stirring. I'm seeing it for myself. I know this came from her. You just had a conversation with her.
He dislikes Lottie so much. So you would rather believe that from him that she's a stirrer than trust your own daughter. And you'd rather call me a liar to my face when I'm telling you it did not come from Lottie. And to me, I'm telling you that. And you use that, me telling you it didn't come from Lottie, to just follow that up with, but who did it come from? What does it matter if you're telling me you did not poach him?
It's important.
It's not.
Who it came from.
It's not. It really is not. Why? If you're telling me he's not going to come work for you guys, then why is it important?
You are dead set that I poached Vito, and whoever told you this, you believe in them over me. I've already told you I didn't poach Vito. You keep on insisting. That means you believe them over me, and if it's not Lottie, then anybody else shouldn't really matter, right? So it is Lottie.
It's not Lottie. It really is not Lottie.
Then if it's not Lottie, then who is it? Or maybe she planted that seed. I guarantee you guys spoke about that. There is no doubt in my mind that she didn't bring that up.
She didn't.
Well, she planted the seed somewhere. And I'm going to ask her about it. So please don't call her before I go talk to her.
Fine. Why don't you call her right now? Where's Fiona? Eve doesn't know that.
Unlucky, I guess.
I just don't know why you would not believe me and you're so quick to call me a liar. But I have to believe you on this.
I'm not telling you to, I'm not asking you.
You are.
Okay. So you believe me on this, and I believe you on the fact that it wasn't Lottie that put this idea in your head.
Now we just walk away from this with complete trust in each other broken.
I wasn't the one that broke a little bit of trust.
How have I broken your trust?
You called Lang behind my back.
Okay.
I feel there's a bit of trust lost there, no?
Okay.
Is that a yes, or is that
I don't know.
whatever you say?
It's your trust in me, I guess.
Yeah.
I told you that day I was gonna talk to him.
Let me ask you something here. Just genuine question. And all this time you've pushed back in our conversations because you didn't want to work with him because you were afraid he was going to be the monster that he was before, or that he would treat us or me the same way that he treated you in the past. That you wanted nothing to do with him. But now all of a sudden you care what he thinks. Why
That's what you took from it.
do you care what Lang thinks?
Why do you keep on asking the same question and I answer it and you still have to ask me that question? I've never
'Cause
said
you never
any of
really
those
answer
things.
it.
I've never said any of those things. I've said I never wanted to work under anybody again. I wanted to have my own things. I wanted to have it with you. You just don't listen to me.
We've had conversations in which you want nothing to do with him because of who he is. So why would you care about what somebody thinks if you think of him that way?
Just don't listen to when I speak.
So you do care what he thinks.
Are you not listening to what I'm saying? You don't listen when I talk.
You keep deflecting to something else. Why do you care what Lang thinks? Just answer that question.
Because I've answered this question before.
No, you haven't. You keep deflecting.
I have.
You
I
keep
answered
saying something
it.
completely
I
different.
answered at the start of this conversation.
What was the answer then?
It was about having a healthy business relationship moving forward, which I already stated.
What business relationship?
Future business relationship means non-existent but could be something. Future.
I have presented to you so many opportunities for you to potentially work with him, and you haven't wanted to. So you're worried about the future? Why would you care about the future if you don't care about the now?
Why is it so difficult to talk
You
to
said
this
you had
guy?
trauma working with the guy.
For him.
With, for, it doesn't matter.
It does. There's a big difference with and for somebody.
Okay.
Again, you're not listening. You're gonna ask me the same question in a month, in a week, in a year. You just don't listen to when I talk.
Yeah, because your answers just don't make sense.
So you just don't listen to me.
No, I'm listening. I heard exactly what you said, but it doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. But okay, for future business relationships, we'll keep it at that.
Wasn't I open to the idea of working with them? With the union?
I don't know. You were meant to call him one day, and you never called him back. So I don't know where that went. It doesn't seem so because you didn't call him. So it wasn't something important, I guess.
That's what you took away from that, but okay.
If you were interested in working with him, you would have called him, no?
My own time.
In your own time. So in your own time can be a week, a month, a year from now.
And I'm pretty sure he was supposed to call me with terms that he came up with.
Okay, so you were waiting for a call from Lang this entire time.
No, I wasn't waiting. I was just living my life.
Didn't you ask me for his number to to like call him?
Yes.
Okay.
So frustrating, man.
Okay. So how are we gonna move forward from this?
I don't know.
She's like the female Bob Marley.
I don't think you understand how this moment is going to reflect when in a week, 2 weeks, your brother is going to be by your side, and you could have just told me the truth right here and here.
Why does it matter what Vito does? Oh my god, you and Lottie are exactly the same. Oh my fucking god. You want to know when I poached Vito? It's right now. Walking away again?
I'm not walking away. I'm just deciding that I'm not walking away. I'm just deciding that
Vito,
I don't want to be made a fool out of right now.
I'm calling you because I'd like to talk about us potentially working together.
I'm not doing this.
Call you in a bit.
Because you're just making fun of me at this point. And I don't think I deserve that.
Why are you so fucking hung up on what Vito does? Why does it matter?
It's
Why
not
can't you
what
just
we
move
Vito
on?
does, it's about what you do.
What do you mean? Okay. Why does that matter?
That was so...
Come back. Stop walking away. Get over here. I can't hear you. Come on, this is the second time you try walking away.
Because that was so disrespectful. Because you think I'm dumb. You think I'm dumb?
You're not believing me when I'm telling you that I didn't poach Vito.
Tell me the fucking truth.
That's disrespectful. I've told you twice already that I didn't fucking poach him. Why can't you just believe me?
You know what? Me walking away here is you're gonna think that this is about Vito, and it's really, really not.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It isn't.
You don't believe me when I tell you that I didn't poach him, and you're upset because you want to hear something else. So you're walking away. So yes, I mean, at the end of the day, you walking out of here is because you didn't believe me, or because of this whole Vito thing.
I just want to know the timeline for all of this to make sense. And I wouldn't. And you're just assuming that I would be mad. That I would be mad about this. And I just want the fucking timeline for all of this to make sense. And you would rather stand there and call your brother and play me a fucking clown? And you would rather do this and lose me in the process?
What makes you think that I want to lose you? Why did you get that out of all this that has happened?
Because you would rather stand there and say you didn't do this and make a dumbass phone call when you know what already happened?
What happened?
Why don't you tell me?
What happened? Whose story are you believing? This is ridiculous.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
I'm literally telling. Can we not shout at each other? Or can you just come back? Whose story are you believing? Opposed to mine?
Just tell me the truth. You're assuming bad things would come from this, and it won't.
I haven't assumed anything. It's the truth. To you, it's the ugly truth. But it's the truth.
What's the truth?
I haven't poached Vito.
Okay,
And you don't believe that.
I don't. And that's where my trust in you is broken, and your trust in me can be broken. And
Whose story are you believing?
I think we just need time.
Whose story are you believing, Eve? Nobody's. Because you don't have a fucking story.
Guess it's too late now for me to say goodbye. I